What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Malcolm the Go. I'm back with another episode of Ball with MTG, episode 7. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're still going up, doing numbers, you know what I'm saying? But in this episode, we're going to cover the signing of Cam Newton, which is really, really dope. I can't wait to talk about that. And more talk of the return of the NBA. So stay tuned because Ball with MTG starts now.
Really catch you by surprise. I put myself on the line, betting on myself 1,000 times. Promise I'm trying to get right. Yeah, to really catch you by surprise.
What's up, everybody? I'm back. Like I said, episode 7. We're doing some big things around here. Ball with MTG is still going up. We're still doing great things around here, planning to continue to grow and prosper, and this is just an amazing journey that I'm on. I can't wait to continue it. But without further ado, let's get right into it. As we all know that Cam Newton has probably been the biggest free agent in the NFL market really since free agency started. And due to health concerns, he was overlooked. He was bamboozled by the Carolina Panthers. I must say they treated him very wrong in how they departed. But now, and he's been a free agent ever since March 21st. The Carolina Panthers released him. He was with the team for 9 years. Took them to the Super Bowl for Super Bowl 50 and ultimately fell up short to Peyton Manning and the Broncos, who did deserve to win it. You know what? I can't even say that they didn't deserve to win it, because Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers, if you're from the Carolinas, you know that 2015 season was crazy. 15-1, going all the way to the Super Bowl. It was just a great time to be alive in the Carolinas. It was just beautiful. It was just a beautiful time. And he really put on for the Carolina Panthers. So he really put on for the Carolina Panthers, and he was struggling last year with his shoulder injury, so didn't really play much. He actually only played 2 games last year. The Carolina Panthers didn't see much success. They haven't seen much success recently. Not any major success since that Super Bowl run back in 2015, but Cam Newton has still been a productive top 10 quarterback in the league, and we can't deny that. He's still a top 10 talent, and the team he's going to it was the team that I predicted that he would go to all along in the long run. He went to the New England Patriots, which is probably the best destination for him due to the corona. He didn't really see that's the thing. Due to corona, he wasn't able to go and show teams that he still could play because we were all on lockdown. So everybody thought that he was still a risk and nobody wanted to pick him up. Him going to the New England Patriots is probably the best move for his career, just in terms of he has something to prove now. Like nobody, well, I won't say nobody, but it's people going around that saying that he can't play anymore just because he had shoulder injuries last year, which is absurd to me. But all in all, Cam Newton is still a top 10 quarterback in this league. He still is an effective quarterback, and him going to New England is something different. You know, we all know New England has been the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick era. Now, I don't know. I think that Cam Newton will kind of not revive, because the Patriots has always been great, but it gives them something new to work with. We've seen Cam Newton is such a he's such a different player from Tom Brady, and the Patriots said they made this move because it was a low risk, high reward type situation. I mean, you take a year out for Cam Newton, see what he can do with the team, and I honestly believe that he could probably do something special with this team. I might not be talking Super Bowl, but definitely can lead them to the playoffs. Because it's the AFC, they got some dogs out there. But my Steelers won't make it. Oh, God, I already know that. We're not going to the Super Bowl. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We came to talk about Cam Newton, who is finally on the NFL roster again. But, yeah, it just gives the Patriots something different to work with. Just a different type of play style, different type of vibe that he'll bring to the locker room. I mean, we've seen that Tom Brady is, more he likes to get the job done, but we've seen him joke around and everything. But Cam Newton has that person. He has such a unique personality. He has probably one of the most unique personalities in the league, and which I can't wait to see what he can bring to that locker room, what he can bring to Bill Belichick, and also the other way around. I can't wait to see Cam. I believe that Cam Newton can grow with the Patriots as a person, and he'll, in all, become a better football player thanks to great minds like Bill Belichick. And I don't know. This is probably, like I said, is probably the best. I couldn't really see him go to any other team, really. And especially in my head, this was honestly the only destination I had in mind for him. I couldn't really even think to see him somewhere else other than in a Patriots uniform. Obviously, I would have liked to see him finish his career with the Carolina Panthers, because he really did help. If you think about the Carolina Panthers, you think of Cam Newton. He was their franchise player. He was their now, they have great pieces, but Cam Newton, if you thought of the Carolina Panthers, you think of Cam Newton. He branded the Carolina Panthers. I'll say that. But I will say that the Carolina Panthers did come back with a pretty decent quarterback. Not even pretty decent, a great quarterback in Teddy Bridgewater, who proved that he can still play. He dealt with those ACL injuries a couple of years back, but he proved that he still can play. Last year playing in New Orleans, where he served as Drew Brees' backup. And what we saw from him was definitely worthy of an NFL starting job. And that was some of the concerns with the Saints they had 2 or 3 potential starting quarterbacks, and you couldn't keep them all, especially like once somebody realizes their worth. And we're talking about Teddy Bridgewater, who was the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings before he had his ACL injuries. But no, it was a good pickup. I won't say that he's not no Cam Newton. I'll definitely say that, but it was a decent pickup. I will say that though. But no, I can't wait to see what both of them can do, especially Cam Newton, because I feel like he never really fell off. But all in all, I think that this was a good fit for Cam Newton. Especially, we saw the team really, honestly, moving in a different direction. Fired the coach, got new management. So it was time. We all knew that Cam Newton's time was winding down in Carolina, but it's good to see him finally on another NFL team. But it's not what Cam Newton did for the Carolina Panthers. We know that he led them to the Super Bowl. We know that he led them to multiple playoff appearances. We know that he will go down as the greatest Carolina Panther quarterback of all time. But what we don't know is that what he did for the city of Charlotte, he really put them on the map. Charlotte is one of the fastest growing cities in the world regardless, but he really identified, even if you just thought of Charlotte, you just thought of Cam Newton. He was like a baby once he first got there and blossomed into an amazing all-time quarterback. And so I just feel like it goes deeper than football for Cam Newton and Charlotte, and what he did for their city, and how he continues to be himself, and not only be himself, but yet still do good in the community. He bled Carolina blue. We can't deny that. He gave his blood, sweat, and tears to that organization. And to see him just be released and see them go into a different direction, when ultimately he would have won you a Super Bowl there. I have no doubt in my mind, especially them bringing a lot of other pieces together, especially that guy, him and Christian McCaffrey. Oh, my gosh. That guy, Christian McCaffrey, is a monster. But, no, I feel like ultimately they would have won the Super Bowl, and that he has a lot to do with Charlotte being on where it is now. And to see him go is just sad. It's just, I don't even have words for it. I mean, I just wish that I definitely wish that he was still a part of the organization. But if it were to be any other team that play on right now, it would be the New England Patriots. That's his best option. And I'm excited to see what he can do, because he has a lot to prove, not to me, but to everybody else. And I hope that he shows out and has a great season next year, especially so he can go get that money next year. Run up that check, Cam. But now we're going to move on from the NFL to the NBA. Y'all know my favorite topic to talk about. And it's interesting enough, the NBA has released their schedule for the remainder of the season. On Friday night, they released it, and we see that the Clippers and the Lakers are playing on opening night, and I cannot wait to watch. But, no, but the Clippers and Lakers are playing on opening night. That's going to be something special to watch. They really have to kind of set the tone for the rest of the NBA and how the season goes. I believe that this game will say a lot like, this is the first time we're going to see the league without fans, and it's going to be interesting to see, especially the top, 4 or 5 of the top 10 players are on either the Clippers or the Lakers, and now they have to really set the tone on how this NBA bubble is going to work out, and playing with no fans and really just staying grounded and no movement and no flying. I mean, it's some benefits from this NBA bubble, but it's a lot of negatives, and I don't know. I mean, hopefully that we'll see the NBA continue to progressively move forward with this. I've seen an article earlier today that they may allow players to have statement jerseys, so people don't get distracted too much on this actual sport and still focus on the situations that are still currently going on in the world. But no, I'm very, very excited to see the Clippers and the Lakers go at it. I would love to see a healthy Clippers roster and a healthy Lakers roster go head to head. I mean, those are the two best teams, and that's what we need to see, especially something that we've missed since March. And now, I mean, we still got to wait a whole another month, and still the season doesn't start until July 30th. And that's something that I can't wait for. I got it on my calendar already marked down. You already know how I go. It's going to be a party once the NBA comes back. But yeah, it's definitely, they're going to have to set the tone. And with the Jazz and the Pelicans, that's another interesting game. We're going to see Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. We saw them earlier on the end of the year. Once Rudy Gobert caught corona and he was really being childish. I mean, before he knew how serious it was. And we can't really fault him because we all didn't take it as serious. And so we seen him and Donovan Mitchell's relationship kind of get tainted, but supposedly they're still cool. I mean, but he did give him the coronavirus, so I understand. And then they're playing a surging Pelicans team, before the NBA shut down, they were surging and playing great basketball, especially with Zion Williamson back in the mix and Brandon Ingram playing at an all-star level, and Lonzo Ball running the show, and Drew Holiday just being a walking bucket, and JJ Redick coming off the bench, providing some three-point shooting. I mean, they got a lot of good pieces. Josh Hart is a double-double. Really, if you really look at it, Josh Hart is a walking double-double when you need him to. He's a very great rebounder, definitely for his size. But no, yeah, they have a lot of great pieces on that team, and just just before the NBA shut down, they were one of those teams that were rolling, fighting for that 8th seed. And I believe they were definitely they definitely had a better shot at obtaining that piece than, I would say, I mean, probably better than most teams. Than the Suns. Definitely, they would have had to fight with the Grizzlies for who currently hold the seeding now. They still got the Portland Trailblazers, and the Sacramento Kings, but I definitely give them an edge over the Kings and the Suns. There's going to be a dogfight with the Grizzlies. I mean, you still got Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. But, no, yeah, they still got a lot of great pieces on that team. So it's going to be a dogfight for that 8th seed, and I can't wait to see it. I mean, we're going to see who has the most heart for that one. But, yeah, it's just going to be an exciting season to see how everything else plays out. We see, oh, wow, I was looking at the schedule now. The next day, the Grizzlies and Trailblazers go at it. And that's going to be a dogfight. The way that these schedules are set up is so, like, a lot of these teams are facing really for seeding. And oh, wow, it looks like that's exactly what they did. And, yeah, they're going to play for these seedings. And I can't, especially these A-spot seedings with, the Grizzlies, the Trailblazers, Spurs. I forgot the Spurs are also in the mix, who actually just might miss the playoffs for the first time in forever under the Greg Popovich era, who has never missed the playoffs in his era. And that's just going to be, and that, like I said in episode 5 of my podcast, The Ascension of Kawhi Leonard, which you guys still need to go check out. It's in the playlist. No, what they need to do is just go ahead and rebuild. I wouldn't, if I were the NBA, I wouldn't even have invited the Spurs. I mean, that's just how much that I don't believe in them right now. And they just need to go back to the drawing board and really refurbish their team. And so, yeah, I like these matchups. I see the Celtics and Bucks are facing, and that's going to be a good matchup. The Heat and Nuggets are facing. The Jazz and Thunder, that is going to be a really good game. They always had some sort of rivalry going on between the two, and especially with Chris Paul and the OKC Thunder, a veteran player leading a very young team, and is actually working out, something that it looks better than when Russell Westbrook ran the show. I'm not going to lie. I think Chris Paul is a better fit for this team. I'm not going to lie. And then we have the Jazz. They can beat anybody, especially they're a good defensive team. And we all know what Donovan Mitchell can do, who should have won Rookie of the Year back in 2016. It's a different conversation for a different day. But no, yeah, so we love to see what they're doing, especially him and Rudy Gobert are the best two players on that team. Rudy Gobert is always a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year, so they're always in the mix for a championship run. We can't get surprised if they do go to the championship. But, yeah, they're always a well-rounded team to go along with the nice Nuggets team, who's also a really well-rounded team. And shout out to PJ Dozier, who signed his first official NBA contract, his first legit NBA contract. So congratulations to him, Met May, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this NBA comeback is still in full effect. No really going back now. I mean, some players are coming back. Like just in Nets, Wilson Chandler is opting to stay home for the NBA bubble and decided that he would best remain with his family, and can't get mad at him for that, especially with this pandemic going on. And that's one thing that I want to say. We can't get mad at some of these players for not wanting to play, because there are bigger health reasons than basketball. There are bigger issues in general going on than basketball. And if they choose not to play, I will be an advocate, and I will be the one to speak up to say that, hey, these players are actually human beings as well, and they're more than an athlete. They have actual lives they need to continue to obtain and if they think that not playing in the NBA bubble will be most beneficial for them, then let it be. Let it be. But if they feel like, and some of them might, financial reasons, might need to still continue to play because they need to still get that check. And I will never be mad at somebody for going and getting a check. And so, yeah, and some players still believe that they can play and fight the situation as well. So it's a lot of different dilemmas going on right now, a lot of different people viewing different things on this NBA bubble. But, I mean, it's going to happen regardless. A lot of players are going to play. Hopefully, a lot of star players are going to play because that's mainly what the NBA is being brought back for. The NBA is being brought back for money, really. I mean, 70 national television games. That's what I mean, and to get their money. And so, so we all know why they're playing for it. I mean, and then the playoffs is also obviously a moneymaker in itself. But yeah, I mean, it's just really for the money. And also, I just don't know how some players are going to respond to this. Like I've been saying in all my other podcasts, I don't know how some players are going to respond to no crowds, no travel, no seeing really anybody, no really social interaction besides, I mean, the players on your team. And you might occasionally go out. I mean, not go out, but talk to other players on other teams. But they're probably primarily going to stay within themselves. And it's just, I don't know, you're going to spend a lot of time in one place. And that's my biggest concern for this. But we shall see how it works. Hopefully it works out and everything is prosperous. But that's it. That's all I got for you guys on this episode Lucky 7 of Ball with MTG. I will see you guys in my next episode on Friday. Peace out.
Get a rolling country by surprise. I put myself on the line, betting on myself 1,000 times. Promise I'm trying to get right. Get a rolling country by surprise.